everyone, this is Crystal and I'm back with week 7 in my 2020 Project Life album. So this week is a little bit different. This is the week we were in Cancun. It was actually part of, we went over a long weekend. So we were in Cancun part of the week before and then part of this week. But I didn't have any other photos from this week that weren't taken in Cancun, except for a couple screenshots from our dog sitter. And I had a ton of photos from the previous week that were not part of Cancun. So what I decided to do is just put all of our Cancun photos that I wanted to use in this album into this week, even though some of them weren't necessarily taken on these days. This is kind of where I'm going to tell that story. And then not put any, which if you've already seen that video, it's already been posted, you'll know I didn't put any Cancun photos in week 6. So it's a little bit different. It doesn't exactly match up the dates of the week, but I'm okay with that because this is the easiest way I could come up with to share all of the stories I wanted to share in this album. So that's what I've done. I have all my photos laid out already, and I will be using a bunch of bits and pieces from the ColorCast Designs February release. So this was, these were all released February 25th. They are currently in the shop. I will be sure to link them all below. I'm going to use bits and pieces from all of these sets that I have here. So that is my plan. For other supplies, I'm going to be using the Weekender kit from Citrus Twist Kits. It's the same kit that I used for week 6, but I actually had a bit of trouble using it for week 6 because I left out all of those weekend photos, and so much of this kit is weekend themed. I still really like the way week 6 turned out. I'm super happy with it, but it's going to be much easier to use all of the really cool bits and pieces from this kit on this week since most of these photos were taken on the weekend. And in fact, all of them were on our long weekend. Okay, so that is my plan. I am going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and get started.
So as usual, I'm going to start by going through the cards and papers that are in this kit to find ones to fill in the 3 spots where I need papers to fill. So I've chose that card that says happy for the 3x4 spot. And then I've chosen a 4x6 card, but I'm going to end up changing that out. And then I'm also cutting apart this adventuring card. So this is one of the digitals. This is one of the, I think it's 2x4 cards for their size to fit the Life Crafted pockets. But I'm just going to use it here as a place to hold my title. So you can see I just switched out that 4x6 card for one of the 6x8 papers in the kit. This is the black and white stripe one. It's very hard to tell in the video, but it's actually a black and white diagonal stripe. And then I'm also using one of the 6x8 papers for that bottom pocket as well. That's the one with the kind of rainbow stripey pattern. And I really like that pattern, and I wanted to bring some more color to the title card. So I just stuck that bit that I had cut off at the top, and I'm going to end up using that as a layer behind that adventuring card. But right now, I am going through the weekly wood veneer set and choosing a few of those to add to my photos. I have one that says Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I put them on the appropriate photos, ones that were taken on those days. And then I'm also adding the Happy When Skies Are Gray wood veneer to the center of that happy card, adding the happy place acrylic piece to that beach photo, and then also one that says Makes Me Happy. That's from the About Me set. I've added that to the photo of my dogs. So once I have those in place, I'm just going to go through the embellishments that come in the Weekender Life Crafted kit and pick out some that I want to use. I did set that wood veneer, or not wood veneer, that chipboard piece aside. I don't end up using that though. So I'm going to go through the die cut embellishments and just pull out a few. I'm going to do the thing I always do and just kind of plop down ones that I think might work, and then I'll go through and edit as I work through each photo or card, and only end up using a few of the ones that I pick out. So just looking through to pick out ones that either have a sentiment that works with one of my photos or something that that brings a color to a certain part of the page where there isn't that color, that sort of thing. So looking at distribution of color, looking at sentiments, that's what I'm using to choose the embellishments. And then I'm also looking at those other cut aparts I had. Those were some of the digital cards, and I think a few of the 2x2 cards as well. Those are new to the shop. So I was just looking through those, and these are the digital cut aparts from Citrus Twist. They you get them as a subscriber, but they're also available in the shop if you are not a subscriber. I think I end up using a label from that later on, but we shall see. So for my title, I decided to go into my Citrus Twist Kit stash and pull out these older alphas. These are chipboard alphas from a few months ago, maybe longer than that. I can't quite remember. But they are just a bit bigger than the gold alphas that came in the Weekender kit. I love those gold alphas, but they just weren't quite big enough for what I wanted to do on this page. So I grabbed those pink chipboard alphas. I'm going to, you can probably see already, I spelled out Cancun. That's going to go in the big label under adventuring. And then I'm just looking through my other Citrus Twist alphas to find something to use to spell out the week number. So I want to spell out week 7. I chose a few options. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. I want to make sure that I get the main title, Cancun, in place and all the other elements in place before I choose which color. It's going to come down to really distribution of color on the page and which one looks best on the finished card. So I'm using my Thickers alignment tool to get these straight. These chipboard alphas are very sticky, so I don't need to add any additional glue to them. I'm just going to make them straight on my ruler and then use that to place them in the label, and you can see it just fits across that label, so it worked out perfectly. And I still want to add more color, so I'm still thinking of adding that little scrap of paper behind the adventuring card. And then I'm playing around with these tickets, and I kind of like the idea of having just a kind of random bundle or cluster, I guess, of tickets behind that adventuring card. And I thought for a second I could use that to add color instead of that paper. But when I do, it just looks way too busy. So I'm going to end up adding the card to that stripy paper, and it's not quite wide enough to go all the way across the adventuring card, which leads me to think of adding that little ticket cluster to the right-hand side of that card. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. There's one ticket that says weekend on it. I want to make sure that that is showing, and the others I just choose some other colors and layer them together behind that one. So that is what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to adhere the tickets together before I glue them down to the page, just so I can make sure I get the spacing exactly how I want it, so that I can make sure that weekend word shows on that one orange ticket. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just adhering them together because I don't want it to take up too much space, but I want to make sure that you can read that word. So just getting the spacing exactly like I want it before I add it to the card. And then I'm trying to figure out what color I want to use for the week 7. So I start out thinking I'll use the same color as the Cancun title. There's that light pink on this kind of variegated alpha. So I think that's what I'm going to use. I go ahead and adhere that down, but I end up changing my mind here in a second. So I'm going to look for a label to add the dates. At first I was thinking I was going to stamp the dates like I normally do, and I was going to use one of the labels from the cut apart sheet to do that. You can see I also have the cut apart labels that come in the Weekender kit there at the just below my title card, and I'm trying out a couple of them. So there was a teal one from the cut apart sheet, and then this pink one from the cut apart labels from the kit, and I really liked the pink because it added some more of that brighter pink, but of course I didn't like it with the other pinks. So that's when I decided to change the color of the alphas, and I thought about using that light blue that was on the same sticker sheet, but I really liked this darker, brighter blue instead. So I'm going to spell out week 7 with that. And then I decide not to add the dates on that label because, like I said before, this is really just the first few days of the week. The full the full week is not represented in my photos or my journaling, so it didn't quite feel right to add all of the dates to my title card. Instead, I'm just going to add that label behind the week 7. That makes it stand out a bit better, and add some more of that bright pink color to the title card as well. So that is my finished title card. That's how I'm going to leave it, and I'm pretty happy with how it turns out. So moving on to the next photo, I have this little cut apart label that says escape, and then I have my Monday wood veneer, and I'm just going to place that in the upper left corner of my photo, making it kind of hang off of 2 sides so that it just kind of hugs that corner. And then I have a little die cut piece that says smile always, so I'm going to add that to the photo of me on the beach along with the Tuesday wood veneer. And if you have never used these wood veneers from Colorcast Designs, there are 2 things that I love about them. One is that they are super, super thin. They do not add any bulk to your page. They are no more bulky than, in fact, they're less bulky than the puffy stickers that I'm about to use. The second thing is that they're self-adhesive. So there is just a little strip on the back you pull off, and then they adhere down without having to add any additional glue. They're perfect. I love them so much. I can't believe it took me so long to use them. Yeah, they're awesome. They're great for pockets because they just don't add any bulk. Yeah, they're pretty amazing. You should try them if you haven't already. So you can see I added the circle one that says "You make me happy when skies are gray" to the center of that happy. I think I adhered that down already. And then I added one that says Sunday along with that relax ticket to the final photo there on the left. And now I'm working on the other 4x6. So I was trying to find something to add my journaling. I end up going with this kind of long piece from the cut apart sheet that says list at the top, and I'm just going to use the wood veneer that I've chosen for this card, the one that says makes me happy, to cover up the word list. Since I'm not really making a list, I just want to write a few lines about where these photos came from. So I'm just going to use that wood veneer to cover that and then use the lines for my journaling. So I also cut apart those photos. They were stuck together, but I wanted it to look more kind of haphazard, like they were just kind of thrown down on the card. So I decided to cut them apart and angle them a little bit and then cut off the excess on the bottom. And that just makes it look a little less structured, a little more loosey-goosey, I guess. So I added that wood veneer, and now I'm going to write my journaling, and I just write that knowing that our babies are well cared for by someone who loves them is such an incredible gift every time we travel. So our dog sitter, our pet sitter, is amazing. She's a dear friend of ours, and she does a great job, and she always posts pictures of them on her Instagram stories, so I always screenshot them and use them in my projects because she takes adorable pictures of my babies. Okay, so that is the journaling done, and now I just have this one card left to finish. I want to use this Happy Place acrylic piece over the top of the photo, and I was trying to decide if I wanted to add it inside the pocket or leave it outside, and I decided to go ahead and add it directly to the photo inside the pocket because it didn't really add too much bulk. It didn't distort the pocket too much, so I thought it would be safer just to add it inside. That way it won't, I don't have to risk it falling out at some point. So I just used some glossy accents to adhere that to the photo, and I'm also adding a little die cut that says Epic Day underneath that Happy Place. And then as a finishing touch, I'm going to come in with these puffy hearts from the Weekender kit. Love these hearts so much, and I'm just going to sprinkle them around the page, using them to kind of create more balance in the colors across the page. So adding a bunch of different colors all over the page, and then I'm going to go in with my gold stapler with some gold staples in it and just staple each one of those down just because I love the look of a puffy sticker with a staple through the center of it. I don't know what it is, but I love that little squishy look. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on all of them. And then that's going to be it for this page. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching this process. I hope you found some inspiration, and I hope you'll check out the Colorcast Designs shop. I will be sure to link all of the supplies that I've used for this spread down below. I know some of them have sold out already, but yeah, there are still some available, so be sure to go and check out, and don't wait because they don't last. All right, thank you all so much for watching today. If you did enjoy this video, I do appreciate a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like what I'm doing and that I should do more of it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all back here soon.